Hello everyone, welcome to another UFC review, and yes, I know the left side of my face is lighting up. I'm not going to close the curtains this time though. And also, sorry about that grimace there, but there's some noise going on outside. So, UFC 213. It was originally supposed to be TJ Dillashaw versus Cody Garbrandt, but Cody Garbrandt still has back issues. Then it was supposed to be a rematch between Amanda Nunes and Valentina Shevchenko, but that didn't happen because, like, 4 hours before the event started, Amanda Nunes pulled out due to being sick. And so, Yoel Romero against Robert Whittaker was made the main event for the Interim Middleweight Championship. So there's that. And speaking of Nunes, because she's done this, Dana White is actually not going to put the UFC Women's Bantamweight belt in main events anymore. Which kind of sucks because I feel like the Women's Bantamweight division is hotter than ever now. Like, in terms of talent, you know, not just in terms of looks. Not to sound like sexist and stuff, but it's it's at a really good place right now, and I think pulling it away from main event things is kind of dumb, but that's just my personal thoughts on it. And one more thing before I get to the main review, obviously start from prelims all the way to the main event stuff. One thing I forgot to mention yesterday during my review of the Ultimate Fighter Season 25 live finale was Chris Tognoni, who's shaved all his hair. He looks weird. He looks weird bald. I'm used to seeing him with hair. So, that was strange. Anyway, on to this actual event now. So we kick things off with a pretty good fight, Jordan Main against Bilal Muhammad. It went the distance, and Bilal Muhammad won by unanimous decision. Excuse me, almost had to burp there. I had no problem with the call. It was a very good back and forth fight. I enjoyed watching it. It was a really good way to kick things off. Oh, pardon me. I got no problem with how it went. Excuse me. Okay, no more gas. So yeah, I got no problem with how the fight went. It was really, really well. Bilal Muhammad obviously proved why he's one of the toughest fighters like today. And Jordan Main, every time I see him fight, he loses. It seems like he was the taller guy in this situation, but Bilal managed to get past him, managed to get some good takedowns, got a lot of really good striking and boxing combos in, and he got the win by decision. So can't really fault him. It was a really good fight, good way to kick things off. So don't need anything more than that. It was good. Next up, we have Thiago Santos against Gerald Meerkat. I'm just going to call him Meerkat because that's a lot easier to say. So, it was fairly back and forth for the most part, although Santos definitely did have the majority of the first round, especially after he knocked down Meerkat. And then in round 2, he just managed to knock him down again and eventually won by TKO about 2 minutes into round 2. So, yeah, obviously you saw my shoulder moving because I clicked to see the results on Wikipedia so I can, review it better. I have terrible memory. Why do you think I write scripts for backtracking? You want to know how I remember them? I minimize the camera, I move it to the side so that my script is on the other side and I can read it while I'm recording. No script for UFC events, just the UFC, just the Wikipedia page of the event telling me, remind me what happened. Even though I do see it for myself, I have shit memory, so there we go. Sorry if I'm out of source, by the way. It's really fucking hot. So yeah, really good fight for Thiago, and just a really good fight for him. Meerkat didn't really stand much of a chance. Thiago won pretty handily. If I'm right, did he? No, he didn't. I thought he was one of the ones that got performance that night, but he didn't. So, yeah, onwards. Moving on. So next up, we have Chad Freeze against Brian Camozzi, and I'm going to have to look him up real quick because he has to be Chris's brother, right? Yep, he is the younger brother of Chris Camozzi. Okay. And hang on, did I see his last fight? I'm going to have to Lewis versus Abdurakhimov. I think that was on. Yeah, I didn't see that one because that was only on the prelims of that event, and I only got to watch the main card, I think. So, what was it? I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember this. I think, yeah. Yeah, okay, I only did get to see the main card of that one. Alright. So, yeah, much like his old brother Chris, every time I've seen, well, the only one time I've seen Brian fight, he's lost. The Camozzi family need a new job, I think. It's not bad enough, because at least Chris loses mostly by decision, or wins by decision. At least he has that capacity to go the distance most of the time. Brian, in both of his fights, has lost by TKO, including this one. Yes, Chad Priest won like a minute and a half into the third round. He got himself performance of the night after landing a great body shot, then landing a bunch more, then knocking down Kamosi, then finishing was a few strikes on the ground before the rest stopped it. So, really good performance from Priest. Really, really bad performance from Brian Kamosi. It was a good show for Priest. As I said, he won performance of the night, so really, really good on him. And I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, during the Main and Muhammad fight, between rounds 1 and 2, Main had a cut from Muhammad on his left eye, and the cut man, the doctor, whatever you want to call him, didn't really do anything to stop it. Like, he just wiped it off a little bit. He didn't put any Vaseline on it. He didn't really clean it until like after round 2 was over. So yeah, that was a weird thing. And obviously, Chad Priest won. Well done to him. We're going to move on to the last fight of the prelim card. So next up, for the main event of the prelims, we had Travis Browne against Alexei Oleinik. And, oh, God. Okay, so this was a good fight. It was fairly back and forth. Travis Browne got into that really weird habit of when he kicks with his left leg, he opens the cut and he bleeds. This is like the fourth time I've seen him do it in a row. And speaking of 4 in a row, he lost this. This is the 4th loss he's had in a row now in the UFC. He needs to get his ass back on track. He lost by submission 3 minutes 44 seconds into round 2. Alexei did fight his ass off. Alexei is used to a grueling fight, which is what he got from Travis, and eventually he managed to get Travis on the ground, got his back, got a rear naked choke in. Travis, though. Poor Travis. I like him. Okay, he's a good fighter, he's tall. He's got a lot of power. But he's got to get his shit together. He's got to get that fire back under his ass if he wants to stay in the UFC. Because this is his 4th loss in a row. The only fighter I can think of who had 4 losses in a row but still got to stay was Dan Hardy. Yeah. So hopefully Travis comes back soon and hopefully he gets a win. He needs it. On to the main card now. So we kick things off, which was on the main card, with what was supposed to be actually the prelim main event, but was moved to the main card because of the main event itself changing a few times. So we had Rob Font against Douglas Silva de Andrade, and it was actually a fairly exciting fight from what I remember of it, and eventually Rob managed to get the win by guillotine choke near the end of round 2. It was very, very exciting, and sorry for the pause there, I had noise outside. There was... Yeah, I don't remember a whole lot of it, but it was very nice, very back and forth. Well done to Rob Font for getting the win, proving the game why he's underrated and probably one of the best bantamweights today. And DeAndrade, I think I've seen him fight before. Like, I'm gonna have to look him up very, very quickly, just see if I remember. Henry Brown is. I think I saw that one. Did I? Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I believe I did see that one. So, there you go. Anyway, really good win for Rob Font. Really nice back and forth fight up until that point. It was just really, really good and a good way to kick off the main card. Next up, we have what was the first possible contender for Fight of the Night. Didn't get Fight of the Night, and also Rob Font, well I remember, was the other person to get Performance of the Night alongside Chad Priest, which I mentioned. If I didn't, Chad Priest also got Performance of the Night, so there you go. Anthony Pettis versus Jim Miller was this fight. It was very exciting. Like the men both men are used to having a war. Jim Miller more so. Anthony Pettis did a good job of finding his range, especially with his kicks. He landed some great kicks and great knees. He opened up a cut on Jim. I don't think I've ever seen Jim Miller fight where he hasn't bled, to be honest. Except for the Don Cerrone fight, but that was over really quick. A Jim Miller fight that's went the distance. I haven't seen one of those where Jim hasn't bled, so... What is wrong with me today? Ugh, sorry. All of a sudden, the noise is happening outside again. Anyway, yeah, really, really good from both guys. Really was close to fight of the night. Didn't quite get it. But it was a good show. Anthony Pettis won by decision, if I remember correctly. Yep, unanimous decision. So, really good job from him. Jim Miller obviously isn't going to suffer from this. He's still one of the most exciting fights today. So, yeah, it was a really good fight and a really good way to keep things going. Which, of course, leads us to possibly the worst fight of the night. Curtis Blades against Daniel Emelianchuk. Blades won by unanimous decision. Fair enough, I thought he did enough to win by unanimous decision, but the fight itself was not as exciting as it could have been, especially considering how exciting both men are. Curtis Blades especially is one of the best young prospects, one of the best young heavyweight prospects I've seen in a while. And Emelianchuk is just a lot of fun to watch anyway. But the fight was really slow and kind of plodding. There was way too much clinch action against the cage and not a whole lot happening. I really wasn't a big fan of this fight, to be honest. It's probably my least favourite one on the card. Curtis did do enough to win. He did almost get a point taken away from him, though, because he did throw all groin strikes he landed were unintentional. He landed about 3, I want to say. He never meant to do any of them. 2 of those were from the clinch against the cage, and he couldn't see where his knee was. And it accidentally hit Emelianchuk twice in the balls. Then there was a kick like in round 3, I think it was. But yeah, no good showing. But Curtis Blades got the win. That was the right call. Emelianchuk isn't going to suffer from this though. He didn't really have a bad loss. It was just a boring fight, and that's neither man's fault. It was just, well, it might have been. We don't know. Moving on to the co-main event now. So, the co-main event between Fabricio Werdum and Alistair Overeem. This is actually the 3rd time the men have fought. They first fought in Pride in 2006, where Fabricio Werdum won by submission, and then they fought again at Strikeforce in 2011, main eventing that one, and Alistair Overeem won by decision. And this time, Alistair Overeem won again, this time by majority decision, even though he shouldn't have won. Okay, majority decision I don't really have a problem with, but I feel like it should have been a split decision at least. If he won, I feel like one round should have gone to Werdum, but Werdum had round 1, Alistair managed to pinch round 2, and Werdum had the majority of round 3 easily. So, I really wouldn't be surprised if these two had a 4th fight. But I really wasn't happy with this call. I feel like, as much as I like Overeem, I didn't feel like he did enough to get the win. I feel like Werdum did, and I feel like he was robbed, personally. But then again, I'm not a UFC judge. If I were, I might do a better job than the actual UFC judges. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, saying the shit like this just kind of pisses me off. Not quite the worst fight, but definitely the worst call on decision. Like, of the night, so... Every event's got one. Well, last night didn't. Anyway, on to the main event now. And so, it's time for the main event of the evening, and also I just remembered, because I forgot to mention this yesterday, I just remembered just now. We're at the T-Mobile Arena in Paradise, in Vegas. I think we were in Paradise last night as well. Yes, we were. Paradise, Nevada. Not Paradise in Vegas. Vegas is in Nevada as well. Paradise in Vegas and Nevada. There you go. Anyway, yeah, the T-Mobile Arena in Paradise, Nevada for last night, which I forgot to mention during my review yesterday. Not last night, the night before. And, pardon me. This is a very undignified video. And yeah, same again tonight for UFC 213. And the main event, Yoel Romero against Robert Whittaker for the Interim Middleweight Championship. And Michael Bisping, the actual champ, was in the crowd. And this was a hell of a fight. It got fired the night for very good reason. It was really good. It was a lot of fun. Another one that could crack the top 10 of the year, personally. I really, really enjoyed this one. Both men look great. This is the first time that Yoel Romero has been to championship rounds and has been past round 3. Because even when he made it to all 3 rounds, that was just 3-round fights. You know, even if most of the time when he made it to round 3, I think he just won by knockout. I'm going to have to look that up really quick, actually. Yeah, he's had a couple of decision wins. So yeah, he done did share a fight of the night performance with Whittaker. Whittaker, though, was the winner by unanimous decision, and I have no problem with that call. I feel like he did enough, because the first 2 rounds were slightly more in favour of Romero. Round 3 he started to dip a bit, but he was doing enough, but Whittaker managed to take it. And rounds 4 and 5 were undoubtedly Whittaker's rounds. There was some mocking from Bisping in the crowd as well, where he threw a card. I think a Visa card it was. I don't know. And then, oh god. And then the post-fight interview happened after Robert Whittaker was announced as the winner, and rightfully so. Well, Bisping came in and he said, "I was going to start talking shit, but then you actually put on a really good fight. Still, that's not the real belt. This is." Then he had the actual UFC middleweight belt with him, and he threw that down and he said, "If you want the real belt, fight me for that, motherfucker." Those were his words. I might be slightly paraphrasing. Not with the word motherfucker, that was in there. just to clarify. As Bisping walked off, Robert said, Can I keep that one then?" Referring to the real belt. Then Bisping came back and took it. It was like, no, it's mine. And it just proves why Bisping is one of the funniest fighters and one of the most charismatic in UFC history. He does not get enough credit for that, I don't think. He's in my top 5 of funniest fighters. My top number 1 was obviously Forrest Griffin. He's hilarious. So, yeah, this is a really great main event to cap up what was a pretty good card. I think I might prefer it to yesterday's card. Most of the ones that did go the distance were really, really good fights. The finishes were good. Despite the bad call for Reem and Werdum, they made up for it with the right call in the main event, in a really exciting main event, no less. And yeah, Robert Whittaker is now the first Aussie/New Zealand champion in UFC, much like Bisping is the first British champion in the UFC. So there you go. Can't really fault that. So all in all, good event. Not perfect, but good enough. Slightly better than the Ultimate Fighter Series 25 finale, in my opinion. Yeah. It was worth a watch. It was worth a good run through. Nothing really more needs to be said. I'll see you all next week for the next card. Which is who? I'm sorry to sound like an old man. Next week for the next card. Gunnar Nelson versus Santiago Ponzinibbio. So that'll be a good fight, actually. Looking forward to that. So yeah, I will see you all then. And if I don't, well, I'm definitely going to, because I still have a lot of work for the backtracking season 2 finale to do. I'm way behind on that. Anyway, I'll see you all then. Take care. Farewell. You're awesome. Bye-bye.